Hey fellow frag heads and enthusiasts, welcome back. It's Benjamin here at the Centaur Fragrance Channel, showcasing another beautiful fragrance here for y'all today. Thank y'all for coming back. I hope that you enjoy this one as well. This is called Oud Limited from the house of Amber Oud. This is a summer oud fragrance. You saw the title, you know why you're here. You're going to be saying, Ben, oud doesn't work in the summer. What on the world are you talking about? Well, you might not know that there's actually three different main styles of oud fragrances. There's oud floral combinations, often, the good old oud and rose. And there's also like the darker compositions, the ouds that mixed with patchoulis and gourmands. That's pretty traditional as well. And maybe some of the earthy tones like oud bouquet. But then you also got the citrus ouds. And a lot of these aren't used in the Western markets. They're not sold to the Westerners. And that's just not something that has caught on very well. But I'm here to bring you maybe the best one for the price and for the money. I love this fragrance. It's quite a charmer. And let me tell you all about it. So first off, it has damask rose, or rose damascena, my favorite rose of all time. It's a little bit dry, it's a little bit spicy. I find that it's confident, and I find that the rose is a little bit more exotic. A lot of roses to me can come off a little bit sweet, or sometimes like the Bulgarian rose can come off almost soapy or powdery, or have quite a delicate nature about them. The rose that damascena can work so well with spicier fragrances, drier fragrances, and has more of an assertive quality about it. This fragrance also has maybe the highest quality grapefruit I've ever smelled in a fragrance. If you thought that, Bleu de Chanel had a beautiful grapefruit, this grapefruit knocks it out of the park. It does come off and almost a little bit watery. It does add almost a little bit of a dampness that grapefruit can do, almost like eucalyptus, but eucalyptus definitely as more watery as how the fragrance has a feel to it. So beautiful fragrance. It does have its classic oud. It's to me it's quite light. It's quite versatile. It adds a little bit of that, I don't know, classic, almost like aromatic edge about it. It's not barnyard, it's not scary, it's not dark, it's not overtly complex, but it's more definitely more on the wearable side. It's very well blended in my opinion here. It's I suppose more of the Indonesian, I'm not sure, or the Laotian type of oud, but it's a real charmer of a fragrance. And in the first 5 minutes, the animalic quality will pop up in this fragrance, and you will begin to notice that there is some animalics. But as it'll slowly start to dry down after that, it's almost like a roller coaster. The the animalic quality of it will kind of rise after 5 to 10 minutes. It just blends with the fragrance, and it's very charming. And I really don't find this fragrance very animalic at all. If you're very sensitive to animalic type notes, this might come off as animalic to you, but this is one I would recommend for somebody who can tolerate just a little bit of animalics and maybe wants one of their first animalic fragrances. I do think that this is very well done and fairly wearable as well, even though it's an oud fragrance. It mostly is a musk fragrance to my nose. That's really how the fragrance feels. It comes off, it becomes almost like a second skin, and it is a sexy second skin kind of smell with the oud and, that beautiful rose and the musk qualities and the white ambergris. And the white ambergris is the most expensive ambergris of all, and it's beautiful. It's highly prized. It comes off as kind of cloudy like in this fragrance. It's not overtly salty in this fragrance. Maybe there's a little bit of underline, but it's blended. This one doesn't come off as overtly salty like some ambergris can. But also the white ambergris here isn't really animalic as, more of the black and the gray ambergris can, and especially the black. There's three different kinds. The white is essentially the most aged, the most refined, and the cleanest of all the ambergris. If you're want to learn a little bit more about ambergris as well, I gave you a little short lesson there. Anyways, a gorgeous fragrance. Again, if you're an oud lover and you want something for the summer, something that does a little bit better in the high heat, of course, I talk about fragrances and seasons, but you can wear anything anytime you want, especially if you limit your sprays or up your sprays depending on the fragrance, and especially if you're in an air-conditioned environment. But this fragrance is definitely going to do better in the high temperatures. If you want a high heat oud, when it gets 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 95, 100 Fahrenheit plus, this is that kind of fragrance when it's really hot outside and you can feel the heat on your skin. This is a real charmer, and it is a beautiful scent. So one of my favorite rose, definitely my favorite grapefruit fragrance so far, and one of my favorite ouds. To me, this is a real winner. Performance-wise, I get anywhere from 7 to 9 hours. If I spray it on clothes, it's definitely going to last a long, long time. This fragrance, after the first 4 or 5 hours, it does become more of a skin scent, but it is noticeable, and it's a charmer. If somebody gets close to you, if somebody, have a personal conversation, or they're even closer, this fragrance really has a lot of charm to it, and it's just a beautiful fragrance. I often discredit fragrances, and I don't mention the longevity if it's not noticeable. This fragrance, even though it becomes a skin scent after the 4 or 5 4 or 5, maybe 6 hour mark, it is still fairly noticeable, and you don't have to really dig your nose into your skin to notice it. It's still there, but it's definitely singing a song, and it's matching with your skin chemistry and adding a real charm to this fragrance. So with the longevity and the performance, it's great overall. I would say projection is more on the average side. The opening is a little bit dispersive, but overall kind of average projection. Sillage is a little bit above average, and I think the performance is just right, and especially for a summer fragrance, it's great. It'll probably give you around 7 hours. So this fragrance, compliment factor wise, is a real charmer. It's got me noticed, it's got me positive attention, and a lot of people have really liked it on me. It suits my personality. It's a really confident kind of fragrance, and it really adds a bold, unique, almost exotic character about you. If you're a guy who has money, or if you just want to smell like some guy who's out of this world, people are like, break their necks and say, who is that guy? Where is he coming from? There's something different about this guy. This is really great. This is also one of those fragrances that makes me automatically think of some rich Dubai guy. Maybe he has an inheritance. Maybe he's, a really, special kind of upcoming businessman, and he's really smart. This is one of those fragrances that makes me think of one of those, guys who's gonna, rule the world kind of smells. I really like it, and I really like to smell like that as well. So great fragrance over, just through and through. And again, musky fragrances work charm. Musky fragrances are highly underappreciated in the fragrance community on YouTube. They're highly versatile, they're highly wearable, and a lot of the times they can smell very, very seductive and charming if you're trying to be attractive. Musk, one of my favorite styles of fragrances of all time, and you're definitely getting that in this charmer of a fragrance. So price-wise, this is where y'all might get scared. This is a 50 mil, and it's around the $180 kind of range, depending on what kind of price you get on it. It's not extremely expensive as far as niche goes, but it's a 50 mil. So to put that into perspective, that's in the $350 range for 100 mils. That might scare some people off. That's definitely up there in the niche world, but that's actually kind of average, or I don't know, kind of what a lot of people are expecting for niche. So value for money wise, especially with the purity of these ingredients, they're like cold processed and they're kept in a refrigerator, and the quality of these ingredients, I think, speak to the fragrance. I don't think you're getting cheated, quality wise out of this fragrance. Very well composed, in my opinion. Very well done, in my opinion. The quality is through the roof. Again, but if you don't appreciate the subtleties of musk type scents, this one might not be a great value for you. If you're not ready for a versatile, easygoing type of oud fragrance, this also might not be for you. But in my world, this is a dream come true. I'm happy to have this one in my collection, and if you're an oud lover, I'm going to highly recommend it to you. Oud Limited by Amber Oud is a winner in my fragrance collection. It's not going anywhere. This one's not getting sold. So anyways, I'll see you next time, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed my video today. Let me know in the comment section below, what is one of your favorite unusual summer fragrances, or a unusual fragrance that you just love, that works with you, that has a lot of charm. Did this fragrance sound good? Did it sound interesting? I will link the fragrance, in the description below. No affiliate links, no funny business. But check out this fragrance if it sounded good to you. I'll see you next time, everybody. If you want to help me out, y'all know what to do. The good old like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share the video, and tell a friend. That's how YouTube works. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to, but if you want to help me, I'd appreciate it. So I'll see you next time, everybody. Wear what you love, rock what you got, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, and bye.